Welcome to a guide to new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. Okay, mods for Tuesday the 11th of June. I've also got a couple of updates. I don't often do updates or talk about the updates unless it's something that's kind of relevant or something that's changed fairly significantly, I guess. The first of these is a map update for Pacific Northwest 19. Oddly enough, all I can find on the Modhub is it says it's reduced the amount of rain, which I suppose if it's raining for day after day after day, that's a fairly significant update. So Pacific Northwest map has had an update. Also Lapinki has had an update as well. Changelog says add bale trigger for wood chips bales at the sawmill. It's fixed issues with poplars, it was unplantable. And it's added the grass painting because as it stands at the moment, unless you've done the update already, when you do your landscaping and you use the grass texture, it's the flat one. Apparently that's now been updated and it will do the grass painting, which means you'll get the grass that actually grows. The third of the updates is this one, and this is one I wanted to actually show you for this particular reason. This is the Man TGX tanker truck by Tarczi007, and when this first came out I think it only did water and milk, or potentially only milk. I know I did the review on it and this has been updated. If we go into where are we? It's under animals. I always forget where it is. I always look in trucks and lorries. So there we go. It now does well, it does 2 lots of milk apparently. It does milk and water. It also now does fuel. It will do liquid fertilizer, herbicide, liquid slurry and digestate. So yeah, quite an update on that. That's taking far more things, but also what you get now on your options. Actually, what I might do, I think I'm going to change design colour to stainless steel. You might be able to see it a little bit better. We'll see, because the lighting in the actual garage bit here is a little bit bright. But anyway, we can have nothing on the back. You can have the slurry symbol on there. I think that's rather nice. You can have the milk one, water, fuel. I quite like that, and it also comes on the back as well. That's a good one. I like that. And then you've got this one here, the fertilizer one, which gives you the herbicide and the liquid fertilizer in there. So yeah, some interesting options. One thing I did notice though, even if you change the design, and I just thought I'd just check it out. If I drive this now, under the buy anything silo. Now I've got fuel on, but when you click on here it does still give the option to fill it up with whatever you want to. So I could put any of those in, although it still says fuel on the side. So I guess that comes down to you. Just changing the design on the side will not stop it from taking other things. So if you're concerned about that, if you want to use it predominantly for fuel or predominantly for slurry or milk or whatever, but then think I want to take something else, don't worry if you've done the design. That somebody did say to me you can't fill up fuel from the silos. I beg to differ. You can. So anyway, there you go. That's very, very cool. I like that. So that's the update for the Man TGX tanker truck. I thought I would mention it because that was quite a big change to that. 25,000 litre capacity. So that actually makes it a rather handy bit of kit. So on to today's mods. Let's start off with, right in front of us we've got a Kverneland plough. This is the Kverneland AB85. This is by Melody98. This will use 4 slots and it's a 4 furrow plough. 1.9 metres wide. I think it's 12,000 if I remember correctly. If we go right to the end, there we go, 12,000, yeah, for a 1.9 metre. It ploughs. It puts it actually on the lowest end, so it's cheaper than that and smaller than that. So there are a few different modded cultivators and ploughs out there at the moment, but that's one to add to the fray. It's a nice mod, well made, looks good, decals don't blur. So again, as I've said before, if you're in the market for a small plough, maybe this is the one for you. I know there's been a few different ones. So anyway, yeah, that's the first one. Next up, we're going to have a look at this, I think. Now, this confused me massively. This is the MetalTech TB pack. And a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a week ago, we had the MetalTech DB pack. Because I looked straight away and thought, hang on, we've already had this out. We've got this pack already. The DB pack has a swivel axle at the front. So it has a front axle here and 1 or 2 axles at the back. This is the TB pack, which has a solid chassis at the front. I much prefer this type of trailer. And these come with either double or triple axles. This is the TB14, and there is a whole raft of these, like it was with the DB pack. This is by Melody98 and MrZixon. They start at 9 slots and go up to 13 for the largest one. But obviously then once you bought the first one, then you're fine. Now, one thing with these types, or these particular trailers, they do have a trailer hitch on the back, but they won't hook up to themselves. That's to say that this one here at the front, on the TBs, a solid axle won't hook up to the back of a solid axle. You can put a swivel axle on the back, which is an interesting one. But yeah, nice mod this. It's that lighting thing again, isn't it? The sun's there. When you come around the back, it's all in darkness. But yeah, very nice mods. We'll have a quick look in store because there are quite a few of them to be looking at. Under trailers. So, as I said, the other day we had the DB pack. So we got all the DB ones here, which are all swivel axle trailers. And then we come on to the TB pack. So we've got the TB6. Starts at 9,500. For a 15,400 litre, we can change that from 9,500 for an 8,000 litre. Then we got 15,400 if we put the extension on the top. Now I think with this one as well, somebody said when I did the review last time that the DB pack only did silage. Well, according to that, the DB pack does all of those crops. So maybe it was a glitch with it, I don't know. The TB one does all of those crop types. And like I say, the smallest one is 9,000. Then we've got the TB8. Starts at 10,000 litres, goes up to 19,500 with the extension. We do have pattern options as well. You've got the MetalTech one like that we're kind of more used to, and then you can put the that one on there. Don't know if that's an older version, or I think it must be. And then we've got the TB10, 13,000 litres. Or 21,500. On the smaller one on this one, you can have a cover as well, should you choose to. Did I miss that on the last one? Oh yeah, they did have covers on that. Sorry, I do apologise. Covers on those ones as well. Oh, that reminds me. Configuration on all of these, I think it's going to be the same as it was with the DB pack. You can also increase the capacity, but also have it as a bale trailer. I think they all do bale trailer as well. It was the same with the DB pack. This is just the TB. So you can have it in the 2 different sizes plus bale configuration. I do apologise. So TB10, TB12, 15,200, 24,000 litres or bale trailer. 14, 17,000 litres, 27,000 litres or bale configuration. The TB14 premium, so this goes up to a larger capacity. I think the other one was 26,000 for the TB17 and 27, and the premium is 19,300 or 29. So with the premium edition you're getting a slightly larger capacity, and then obviously the bale option. And then we move on to the TB20. Now the TB20 goes from a double axle to a triple axle. Slightly larger again. These are the 13 slot ones, the larger ones. 26,000 litres or 40,000 litres. We can change the wheel brand, Lizard, Trelleborgs. You can't change the wheel setup itself. And then obviously we've got the pattern options and all of these as well. And then there's the bale option should you choose it. And then we've got the premium, which gives us 29,000 litres or 44. So not bad at all. Quite a lot to choose from. Like I say, the mods are all very nice, very tidy, just like they were with the DB pack. So yeah, you know, I did say when I did the DB pack, I'm not a fan of the swivel axle fronts. So having a solid chassis one, I do like that as an option. And a lot of people were saying it's nice to have the Metal Techs in game. So there you go. That's the Metal Tech TB pack by Melody98 and MrZixon. So moving on, we have got just over here, we've got a Cramp trailer pack as well now. This is the Cramp BB pack. This is by Ahran Modding, or Ahran Modding. I think it's Ahran Modding. Nice little pack. Like the details on this one as well. Slot counts are a little bit heavy on this, but then you've got a lot of detail on here actually. Now this one does say potato kipper. We'll have a look in store under trailers. So we start off with the BB740. That's the smaller one, 37,999. That starts off on 18 slots for the smaller one. 25,100 litres it says. Now we can change the main colour, for example, if you're going to go orange or whatever colour suits you. We can change the rim colour. I don't know if these have just doubled up. We seem to have, I don't know if the reds are different. Potentially. Green, white and black. And then we've got the design colour, which is the actual chassis underneath. Let's go with blue so it really stands out. So we can change that as well. So we can do the main body, the chassis and the rim colour on those. Wheel brand, Michelin's, Trelleborgs, and there's options for wheel setups. We've got standards or wides on those, whichever you would prefer. And then we've got a full sail. Now the full sail is an interesting one. That's without and that's with. Now the full sail, as far as I'm aware, is when you're unloading potatoes into a trailer like this, and they're falling from the auger or pipe or conveyor belt, whatever's going into here. If they're slamming into the bottom of that trailer, they can damage the potatoes, bruise them, make a right mess of them. So the full sail is designed so that potatoes hit that first and kind of slow them down. I think it's normally elastic across there. It goes through that, but it just stops that sudden impact of hitting on whatever they're hitting on. As far as I'm aware, that's the point of it. So there you go. That's the full sail. So that's the BB740. We've got the BB790, which is slightly larger. Capacity on this, again, we can change rim colour, we can change main colour, design colour, exactly the same. 26,800 standard, or we can have an extension on this one that puts it at 40,900. We can change Trelleborgs and Michelin's again, and we can have standards or wides. We can on this particular one, the BB790, we can have the Cramp logo, or we can have the Cramp logo 100 anniversary, the centenary edition. Nice touch. Like that. Oh, something I was going to say about the previous one. Bearing in mind that is a potato trailer, it does take all of those crop types. So it's not just a potato trailer. I think that's what it's designed to do, but it will take all of those crop types. So they're moving on to the Big Body 900S. This is the triple axle version. This starts off at a capacity of 30,200 and goes up to 46,000. The price does go up though to 62 grand, just over 62 grand if you go for the real big one. Again, we can change Trelleborgs and Michelin's, standards or wides, but there's no option for the anniversary edition on this particular one. So a few to choose from. Prices vary and obviously go up the larger you go. It puts it's a little bit more expensive than a 47,000 litre ones we've got in game already. So it's that kind of thing. Again, be wary when you look on here and it says 57,000. You think, oh, 46,000 litre, 57 grand, I'll have one of those. You up it and don't necessarily look, and all of a sudden you get charged 63, 64 grand kind of thing. So it will alter ever so slightly. As far as that trailer goes, very nice, neat, tidy mod. I do like that. Let's jump in so we can see it easier. The sail, it's an interesting one. Again, very detailed. And there you go. What I do like about this as well is when we unhook, we've got an animation on the ladder at the front. So when we unhook, the ladder comes down so you can access the trailer. It's a nice feature, that. There we go. So that's the Cramp BB pack by Ahran Modding. Something there that might tickle your fancy, who knows. Right, now the last one, I haven't got it here. Bear with me 1 second and I will show you. We have got this. This is the Lizard GE50. This is a forage harvester header. This is by 76 Max and it will use 3 slots. It's an interesting, this is a pickup header, this is not a mower or anything like that, this is just a pickup header. The standard in-game ones are all 3 metres wide and this is 5. What's also interesting about it is it's got its own trailer system, which is a nice feature. Now there's pros and cons to that. Normally, if you have the smaller headers, the 3 metre ones, they'll fit on the front of here and don't really extend much further than the width of the wheels, so you can transport it as is. Because this is a 5 metre, on the front of there that will overhang slightly either side of the wheels, hence the trailer. The problem is if you hook this on the back as a trailed header, you then can't hook a trailer on the back of this as well. So if you're going to a field to do forage harvesting, collecting, whatever you're doing, and you want to take your trailer with you, you really want the header on the front. So it depends on the width of your roads and those kind of things. Yeah, so it's interesting having a wider one. Couple of options for that I can think is, well, what we'll do, let's take it into the field. Pipe out on that. Put that there. Let's have a look in store first. So we are under forage harvester headers. So like I say, this is a pickup, a collection one. Like these two here, they will do grass and hay, and they're 3 metres wide, both of those. If we go right the way across now to this one, same thing, grass and hay. It says it will go on the FR780 and the Big X1180. I'm assuming it will go on the Big X580. That's right, isn't it? I haven't tried it on any of the other forage harvesters, so it may well work on the other ones as well. Sometimes they don't always hook up properly. But it is 5 metres, so at 19,000, oh, that was a bit odd. There's no other options on it. But how much are these ones? 20, so it's 1,000 cheaper for a wider header. Now, this is the thing. If you've got straw swaths like this to collect, you only need a narrow header. But then that said, if it's £1,000 cheaper anyway, why not get it? Because you've got the option then to go wider if you want to. Now if you're doing hay, and this is where this will come in very handy, I have often used the Krone Big M 450, and you put that on swath mode, just a top tip if you're thinking about doing it. And then what I'll do if I'm making hay is I will attach the Pottinger HIT 1214 on the back of the Krone Big M, so you can do your swath and TED it at the same time. Now that leaves a much wider swath. That said, this header should pick up that wider swath. So yeah, it depends how you're going to do it, but that's kind of the options I was thinking about in my head, how it could work. Let's disconnect that. So if I change selection to the front, I can then fold that away, like so. There aren't many trailers that hook up to the backs of these forage harvesters, but the random ones do. like so. So as the pickup goes, it works very well. But like I say, it's very, very wide for doing just a normal swath. So those wider swaths, if you're doing hay, it would work rather well. But if you haven't used something with a swath option to do your mowing, you've just used normal mowers, and you don't really want to bother windrowing or, you know, whatever you decide to do. Because this is a bit wider, it does mean you can take in a lot more of a normal, well, it's not a swath really, is it? It's just been left on normal drop, so you can get a much wider stripping if you don't really want to bother having to windrow before you collect your grass or hay or whatever you're doing. So it's a nice option. It works really well. I like that. Turn it off. So there you go. That's the Lizard GE50 forage harvester header from 76 Max, and that's it for the mods for Tuesday. I know I'm posting this on Tuesday because they actually dropped quite late last night again, or say late, too late for me to do a video on them anyway. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.